This is going to be a general message, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Before we get into the message, I want to pull an essence card to see what this message could be about or related to. May I get the essence of this? That's lots of cards. I just want one card, maybe two at the most. Thank you. Okay, we also have the Knight of Pentacles come out, and we have the Ten of Swords. Okay. So the essence of this reading is going to look at feeling burnt out and how to slowly but surely come out of this. Let me put those right there. Okay, so first of all, what's got us feeling burnt out? Why are we feeling burnt out? Why are we feeling quite apathetic? With the Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands, this tells me that this came in quite quickly. It doesn't really take much to, it doesn't take much for apathy to settle in, or it doesn't take much to welcome in apathy. And I feel like this is coming from a place of having to juggle so many things at once, being made to juggle and not even choose, not even being able to make a choice, weighing the pros and cons, and yet still not coming to any sort of conclusion. Okay. How can we slowly how can we slowly but surely move towards being able to not just continually weigh the pros and the cons, making those endless lists, always ruminating about what could go wrong, what could go right? Because the Seven of Cups energy is kind of to me right now, it's kind of like, oh yeah, let's look at that. Oh, but you know what? It's not as good as this. Actually, this has some cons, so maybe let's look over here. Oh no, I don't know how that'll go. Oh, but maybe I can try that. It's very much all over the place, and it's not really landing. It's not landing, and I feel like it is it's just a strain, a drain on the emotions. Magician, Judgment, and the Two of Swords. So the best way to start moving forward, to start, what am I trying to say? In order to start ensuring that we are making progress slowly but surely, just steady progress, right, is to remember that we have all of the tools at our disposal to start wherever we are with whatever we have. I feel like there is this lack of emotional fulfillment because of this going back and forth. Okay, one day you want to pick up painting, the next day you want to learn how to sing without hurting your vocal cords, the next day you want to pick up a new workout regimen, then the next day it feels like there's always the next thing to adopt into your life because you think it'll make it all better, when in fact the thing that will start making an improvement, the improvements that you want to see, is for you to just start on something. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a natural at it. It is just something to do for the sake of doing it. And I feel like there's going to be a realization in this. I feel like there's going to be an aha moment when you decide to when you decide to start listening to what you actually want versus what you should want. If you feel like there is this pull between, oh, I really want to do this, but it's not aligned with what I've been taught. I wanna study that, but it's not what's been in our family. If this feels like something where you have something different, you have something that nobody has done before, whether it be in your family, your friends, what have you, I think you need to start listening to yourself. And I know that is very basic advice, but I think now more than ever, you need to listen to whatever is calling to you, because by ignoring it, you are guarding your heart. You're kind of suppressing your own self-expression. And I think that in the process of just doing something because you simply want to, you will discover something about yourself. I'm not sure what that is, but this does feel like something that can lead to great self-discovery. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, you absolutely need to go with whatever you are intuitively feeling. Whatever your gut is saying. As long as it's not hurting yourself, as long as it's not hurting others. I do feel like you need to start paying attention to these little inklings. Whatever you're finding interest in, whatever you want to look more deeply into. I'm not saying that you gotta start, oh, you have to be disciplined and you gotta start learning about this and you gotta make sure that you know every single, no, that's not, that's the opposite of this. That is the opposite of this. It is just doing something for the sake of doing it, starting for the sake of starting, doing something just for the experience of doing it. You don't have to do it well. You don't have to adopt it into your new life's purpose. You're a human being. The goal is to experience, not to accomplish. Okay? And I mean, that there's some nuance there with that, but whenever we put accomplishment above experience, that's where we kind of get into this murky waters. What's the top of the deck energy here? The Eight of Pentacles. Doing something just to learn, to be a student, to be somebody who puts forth effort into this. Instead of being somebody who contemplates and dreams, right? Be somebody who takes action. Somebody who just does. Let's see, what is this Judgment card about? What could we learn from ourselves? The Nine of Cups. We'll learn that we can emotionally fulfill ourselves. Where apathy sets in, where this burnout sets in, we will see ourselves as a healer. We will see ourselves as a resource, as somebody who takes care of ourselves. I know that feels very much like, well, we are ourselves, so why wouldn't we just naturally be taken care of? There are so many people who neglect themselves, and I'm not just talking like the basic needs. I'm talking about overall. There are people who neglect to take care of their creative selves, when they feel drawn to express themselves creatively, even if just for a few hours, they say, oh, well, no, that's pointless. I'm not going to make something out of it. I feel like there is that energy where it kind of reminds me of that whole monetize your hobbies. No. I mean, look, if that's something that you want to look into, then by all means. But I'm saying that you don't need to pick something up. You don't need to try something new, with the intention of making a profit, of getting a gain from it. I feel like all of this contemplation, I feel like all of this strategy and all of this hopping from pro to con, back to pro, back to con, is, I feel like a lot of that is taking into consideration of what you can get out of it. And I think the whole point is just to show yourself that what you get out of it is that you just do it. That you just do it, and that you do something that you've been wanting to do. I think that is entirely the point. And that is something that you'll learn, that there's something so much more fulfilling about the mere action of just doing something because you wanted to. Rather than like, okay, yeah, I did it, and then like, for example, right, you feel called to start making, I don't know, little crochet plushies, or polymer clay earrings or something. That's always interested you, and it's before you even lay a finger on a crochet hook, or before you even set a dime down to pay for a small packet of pink clay. You're already thinking business strategy before you even have the experience, before you even know if it's something that you want to continue. There's no more testing the waters. It's automatically, it's like there's no curiosity to explore. It's more so to explore and experience. It's more so curiosity of like, okay, this is something that I want to do, so naturally it's something that I want to make money with. This is all about feeling. This is all about feeling. This is all about feeling. And, oh my goodness, it just, there is so much more fulfillment in doing something just for the experience, I feel like, here. Can I have a bit more clarification on the Judgment card here? Yeah, the Ten of Wands. Again, I feel like you're gonna realize that, wow, I had so many expectations and I carried all of these burdens on something that I just wanted to experience. There is no pressure to start a business. There is no pressure to monetize something. There is no pressure to turn your pleasure into profit. Okay? It's all coming from all of these stories that we see online. That is the downfall of social media. It is wonderful in the fact that it can connect all of us, but it is also so horrible because it connects all of us and it gives more for us to compare. There needs to be this healthy balance of, that's awesome that this person was able to take a hobby that they loved and make it into their oh my goodness, what's the word? I'm blanking on it right now. Their means of living. It's really awesome that they made it their career, their job. But I don't think right now you're looking for that. I think you're just looking for fulfillment. I don't think you're looking for another job. I don't think you're looking for another role to take on. You are just looking to just create and to just experience and to just be human. Ten of Cups. The humanity, the whole, the Eight of Swords. You have a lot more resources than you think you do. You have yourself, and for some of you, that may not feel like a good tool because you feel like you may not hold as much knowledge as you wish that you would or experience. But I think there is a great amount of power behind desire. And when you set yourself free from this mindset of, oh, I can only pursue this if I have a plan, if I take everything into consideration, if I, it's this release. You need to release yourself from these binds, and you need to tell yourself, look, I can experience painting by buying the cheapest paints and using the cheapest brushes on the cheapest canvas. I can experience that joy, that creative expression. I don't need to take art classes. I don't need to buy the most expensive oil paints. I don't need to have the most meticulous path to get to the end result. It is just simply doing something to do something, to feel human, to create, to express yourself, to just witness that you are alive. And when you free yourself from these binds, from these mental holds, this mental hold of I can't do this unless I know exactly what to do, unless I've learned every single little thing. Going back to painting, right? You don't need to learn all of color theory and all of the what is perspective. You don't need to learn all perspective. You don't need to learn all of these components of what makes art whatever, right? You don't need to learn about it. You just need to experience. You don't need to prove yourself that you're ready to experience. You don't need to prove to yourself that you're worthy of experience. You just need to know that, look, I am a human being. I want to experience this. That is enough. That is enough to begin, to start. If I find myself wanting to develop this further, I absolutely can. But I do not need to become a master as a prerequisite to actually experiencing, to actually starting. It's this backwards mentality of if you long to experience something new, then it's embarrassing to be a novice. It's embarrassing to be a beginner. But that's the whole point. You don't need to be a master in order to experience. Masterhood comes later if it is so desired. When you release yourself from these binds, you're going to feel so much jubilation and so much more connected to not only yourself, but your humanity and humanity at large. When you drop these wands, when you drop these 10 of wands, you're free. Your arms are open to embrace. You're done. You're done guarding. You're done holding yourself closed up. You're done. You're free. Your arms are open. You can welcome in. You can raise them up. You can keep them down. You can move them anywhere you like because you're not holding on anymore. You're not guarding. You're not bearing the weight. You are open to receiving and expressing, and you're free. Any last minute messages? Or not last minute, but just any final messages? Any final messages? No? Is that everything? Ooh. That was a big old clump. The Hierophant. There is so much wisdom to gain just from experience alone. And if you choose to become more qualified, more skilled, there is always room to grow. There is always room to learn. There's always ways to learn, but you don't need to master the whole field just to study the basics. All right, what are these last few cards here? The Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Let me move these aside here. Bottom of the deck energy right now, Ace of Pentacles. Top of the deck energy, Queen of Wands. Beautiful. There is stability in this. With the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Swords, I feel like there is this fierce energy of defense. And not because you are defensive from hearing this message. It's not like, oh, well, how do you know? It's not that energy. It's whenever you start to feel this emotional release, when you start to feel this this connectedness, this freedom, you're going to feel so abundant and so fulfilled and just so luxurious. And I think you're going to realize that it's always been there, and you're going to protect it. You're going to fiercely, fiercely, fiercely protect it, and you're going to stand your ground, and you're going to make sure that you're never going to feel this way again. It feels like you are going to fight tooth and nail with yourself to make sure that you never stand in your own way again. And you're going to do this not by beating yourself up, but you're going to do it with compassion, with the Queen of Wands here. It's not just, you aren't going to be like, oh, you're so stupid for being apathetic. No, whenever you find yourself in this state once again, there's going to be this gentle reminder of, hey, remember the last time we felt this way? What did we do? That worked really well. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. There's this warmth that you're going to develop yourself, or for yourself. You're also going to develop it yourself, but it's going to be here for yourself. This grace, this feeling of just confident that you can take care of yourself. This confidence of wow, I really can feel fulfilled in the way that I want to feel fulfilled. And it's going to look differently each time. Not every single time that you listen to yourself and you fulfill your needs, it's not going to look the same every single time. But you're just going to know that you have your own back. And you're going to make sure that you never lose yourself as your own defender, your own best friend, your own whatever you want to call it. Okay. I think that's going to be it. That I'm going to leave it there because this feels like a nice little conclusion. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one, maybe. Bye.